So, you've just left the eye doctor, you've got your new prescription in hand, and you are ready for some crisp, clear vision. But then you hit the hard part, choosing the lenses themselves. Today, we're going to cut through all that confusing jargon, break down the actual science of these materials, and help you pick your lenses with total confidence.
Right? It can feel a little bit overwhelming. You suddenly hear this list of words like polycarbonate, Trivex, high index, and it honestly sounds like a different language. But don't you worry. It really just boils down to a couple of key trade-offs, all based on what's most important to you.
All right, so the first big decision you have to make is a classic one. Do you want the absolute sharpest, most pristine view of the world possible? Or do you need lenses that can actually survive in the world? This is really the core battle between optical clarity and impact resistance. Now, when we talk about clarity, what we're really getting at is the purity of your vision. And for that, the traditional materials like glass and this standard plastic called CR39 are still the undisputed champions. They have very low chromatic aberration, which is just a fancy way of saying they don't create those annoying little color fringes you might see on the edges of things. In fact, we actually have a way to measure that color fringing potential. It's called the Abbe value. And the rule here is super simple. The higher the number, the clearer the view. So you can see glass way up there at the top with a really high value. But look way down at the other end, that's polycarbonate with a much, much lower score. So here's the bottom line on this. While polycarbonate has some pretty amazing benefits that we're about to get into, its main trade-off is in that pure optical quality. Now, some people notice this distortion, others really don't, but it's the fundamental compromise that was made in its design. But that trade-off in clarity, well, it pays off big time, right here. This is where polycarbonate and its cousin Trivex absolutely shine. I mean, for safety and sheer durability, they are just in a league of their own. Their impact resistance is so incredibly high that they are the safest materials you can get, while glass, well, it's just completely unsafe for any kind of active use. Okay, so we've covered the whole clarity versus safety thing. The next major dilemma a lot of us face, especially those of us with stronger prescriptions, is all about cosmetics. How the lenses actually look and feel in the frame. Ah, yes, the dreaded Coke bottle lenses. It's a real concern, isn't it? If you have a strong prescription in a standard material, you can end up with lenses that are thick, they're heavy, and they can kind of distort how your eyes look to other people. But thankfully, there is a fantastic solution for this. So first, let's just talk about weight. That thick look often comes with a lot of heft, and that can get really uncomfortable on your face all day. Just look at glass. It's by far the heaviest material here. But then look over at Trivex. It's classified as ultralight, which literally makes it the most comfortable material you can choose. But for the ultimate fix for that thickness problem, we need to introduce the hero of this story, high-index plastic. This material was literally engineered from the ground up to solve the Coke bottle problem. So how does it work? Well, high-index lenses have a higher refractive index. That's just a technical way of saying they can bend light more efficiently. And because they're so good at their job, you just need less material to get the same prescription power. The result? A thinner, lighter, and way more attractive lens, even for a super strong prescription. That is their entire reason for being. Seriously, if you remember just one thing about them, remember this. If your main goal is to make your lenses as thin, light, and cosmetically appealing as possible, high index is your answer, period. Okay, so we've gone through all the technical trade-offs. Now let's put it all together. Let's figure out how this stuff applies directly to you and your actual lifestyle. So look, if you're choosing glasses for your kids, or if you play sports, or maybe you have a really active job, the choice is simple. Safety has to come first. Polycarbonate and Trivex are the go-to options here. They're the safest, they can take a serious hit, and they even have UV protection built right in. Quick tip, Trivex is especially good for those rimless frames because it's less prone to cracking. So what if you're trying to choose between those two safety materials? What's the real difference? Well, you can think of Trivex as the premium option. It gives you that same incredible impact resistance, but with better optical quality, remember that higher Abbe value, than polycarbonate. It's the best of both worlds, really. But what if your main concern is just how your glasses look because of a strong prescription? Then high-index plastic is, without a doubt, the way to go. It's going to give you the thinnest and most attractive profile possible. But, and this is a really important tip, it is essential to get an anti-reflective or AR coating with these lenses because they naturally reflect a lot more light. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground. So let's boil this all down into one simple, focused takeaway to help you lock in your final decision. Ultimately, this whole thing comes down to what you value the most. It's that simple. If safety is your number one non-negotiable priority, you're looking at polycarbonate or Trivex. If how your glasses look with a strong prescription matters most, you're going with high index. And if you just want the absolute sharpest, most pristine vision you can get, you stick with the classics, CR39 or glass. So please, don't let all the different options and names paralyze you. In the end, it's about identifying that one top priority for you. Once you know what that is, the perfect lens material for you becomes, well, perfectly clear. And that's really the question I want to leave you with. What's your top priority? Is it that perfect clarity? Is it rock-solid safety? Or is it the best possible style? Once you have your answer, you can walk into any optical shop and make the absolute best choice for your eyes.